Right. Okay, guys. Good morning and welcome back. Hope you guys can hear me properly. Send me thumbs up. Can you hear me? Right. Okay. Hope you can hear me. Right. Okay. So let's start the class. You know, we are discussing this one. Uh, Financial statements of a sole trader. There are some pending questions in bad debt and doubtful debt. I will be discussing this one in the paper class later on, not now. So because we need to go to the other parts as well. Yesterday, we last week we discussed about the depreciation, and I told you about how to record the depreciation, right? So we discussed about simple line, like simple straight line method, right? So annual depreciation equal cost minus scrap value divided by useful lifetime. The useful lifetime in number of years, 1 divided by number of years, convert as a percentage of the depreciable value. So annual depreciation on cost, how we annual depreciation multiply by 100, uh, divide by cost, annual depreciation percentage on depreciable value. So like we discuss everything. So recording, I told you when it comes to how we record the depreciation, 11 depreciation account debit, provision for depreciation account credit, So depreciation account is an expense account, provision for depreciation account is an asset account. We transfer the depreciation account balance to the like P and L, right? Okay. So, and I discussed last week about the reducing balancing, right? Declining balancing, diminishing value being the method, cost minus accumulated depreciation multiplied by percentage, right? So now we discussed about this one last week, right? Okay, so right, so we discuss everything under these two. Now today I'm going to do questions relevant to these things, right? Let's start with question number 35, right? So exercise number 35, tute page number 18. Exercise number 35. Exercise number 35. Number 35, right? In brackets, tute page number 80, right? So in here, Lalit business purchased a motor vehicle value 250,000 on 2019 April 1st. Its useful lifetime was estimated as 5 years. Salvage value means the scrap value 25,000. Decided to depreciate on straight line method. Calculate the following. Uh-huh. So annual amount of depreciation, number one, right? So can you hear me? Send me a thumbs up. I hope you can hear me. Others, Adil inno adu. Ah, right. So let's calculate. Uh, in here, annual depreciation equal depreciable value divided by useful lifetime, more depreciable value divided by depreciation percentage. In here, they have given the useful lifetime. Depreciable value means cost minus scrap value. So in another word, we call this one as depreciable value divided by useful lifetime, right? So in here you can see when it comes to the cost is in here 250,000. Scrap value is 25,000 minus 25,000. Useful lifetime is sorry 5 years. Salvage value is the scrap value 5. So you can get 250 minus 25, which means 225,000 divided by 5, 45,000. That is the annual depreciation. So during these 5 years, every year it depreciated 5 years, sorry, 45,000, because it's a straight line depreciation, right? So every year the depreciation value is same, right? Hope it's clear to you. Send me a thumbs up. Okay. Number two, in number two, asking about annual depreciation, annual depreciation percentage on cost. You know, annual depreciation percentage on cost equal annual depreciation, right? So multiply by cost, divide into the divide by cost, multiply into from 100. So number two, annual depreciation percentage on cost equal annual depreciation divide by cost, multiply into 100, right? Now if I take it, annual depreciation is 45,000, cost is when 250,000, 200, right? Just take where 45 divided by 250 multiply by 100 means 18%. 18%. 18. Number three, contact. Number three, annual depreciation percentage on depreciable value, right? So annual depreciation percentage on depreciable value, right? You can see annual depreciation percentage depreciation percentage on depreciable value, depreciable value, depreciable value equal annual depreciation divided by depreciable value multiply into 100. So annual depreciation is 45,000. Depreciable value means cost minus scrap value, which means 250,000 minus 25,000 means 225,000. 45,000 divided by 225,000, 200 means 20. Finish it and raise your hand. ඕක ලියන්න ඕනේ theory book එකේ. ඒ theory class එකට මේක යන්නේ. theory class එක. Right. Hope all done. All good. Right. 35 done. 36. Low tons business purchase a machine cost of 250,000 on 2016 January 1st. So its scrap value was estimated as 50,000 and decided to depreciate using straight line depreciation by 50% on depreciable value annually. In here they have given the annual depreciation, sorry, useful lifetime as the number of years, but in here the useful lifetime is given by as percentage from the depreciable value, right? Annually. Create the following accounts for 2016, 17 and accounting 18 accounting period. Machinery depreciation account, account for provision of machinery depreciation, right? Okay. Section number 36, page number 18. Question number 36. Question number 36. Page number 80. Right. So, first of all, let's find the annual depreciation because they are using the straight line. So, if we find the annual depreciation equal depreciable value, in here, scrap value was also given, uh, cost minus scrap value. In here, no, you can't divide by the useful lifetime because they have given depreciation percentage. Cost is, you can see, 250,000. Scrap value given to you was 50,000. 50,000. The depreciable value is, so depreciation percentage is 25%. 25 divided by 100. So 200,000 into 25 upon 100. So if we multiply it, 200,000 in multiply by 25 divide by 100 means 50%. So 50,000. 50,000. Annual depreciation is 50,000. You know how to record it, annual depreciation? You know, this is a machine, right? So machinery depreciation account debit, machinery depreciation account debit 50,000, machinery accumulated depreciation account credit 50, right? Now in number one, they are asking about accounts for these 3 years 16, 17, 18. Can you prepare it? Am I audible to you? Right? I'll give you few minutes. Give a try and prepare it. Right. Okay, shall we start? Okay. Now in here you can see, right? Okay. Onion number. Right. So they're asking about machinery depreciation account, right? 3 years. So machinery depreciation account 2016, the purchase year, right? Purchase year 2016. Since it's purchased on the beginning date, depreciate for the whole year. Machinery depreciation 2007. Machinery depreciation 2011. Depreciation account debit. Machinery accumulated depreciation, the credit account. Every year I told you just debiting. Machinery accumulated depreciation 2000. Machinery 11 depreciation account debit as accumulated depreciation. Every year this is transferred into P&L. Depreciation account is an expense account. This is transferred into P&L. This also say 1000 P&L. Hope it's clear to you, right? So when it comes to the machinery accumulated depreciation account, machinery accumulated right? Right. So machinery depreciation credit. This is debit. This is credit. This is the description is the other account name. But in here, when we take this one, I told you the balance brought forwarding to the next year, right? And in here, we can identify BBF, right? In here, machine depreciation, 100,000, 100,000, This year also we are taking VBF 100,000. Now machinery 1,000. This year goes as 1050. Right. Finish it and raise your hand. Logo, hold your raised hand. Just remember, accumulated depreciation account is an asset account. Right. Once you done raise your hand. Once you done raise your hand. You done raise your hands. තාම ලියනවද? ප්‍රොවිෂන් එක ඇලවන්ස් එකයි ඒක දෙකක්. ඩිප්‍රිසියේෂන් වල ඇලවන්ස් එකක් නැහැ. බෑඩ් ඩෙබ්ට්ස් වල විතරයි ඇලවන්ස් කියලා තියෙන්නේ. රයිට්? ඩිප්‍රිසියේෂන් වල ඇලවන්ස් කියලා ගන්න නැහැ. බෑඩ් ඩෙබ්ට්ස් වල තමයි ඇලවන්ස් එකක් තියෙන්නේ. රයිට්? දැන් ඇලවන්ස් කියන්නේ එකයි. හැබැයි දෙකම එකයි. දැන් ප්‍රොවිෂන් for bad debt account එක ක්‍රෙඩිට් කරනවා වෙනකොට ඇලවන්ස් එකට දැන් මේක වෙනයි. ඒක මේ දෙක concepts දෙකක්. right? Deliberation and all right. Next one. This is done. 37. Right. So the same thing you can see cost my strap value are a straight line method 9% on annually. Motor vehicle depreciation provision. You can do this as a homework. I'm not going to do this. These every homeworks will be covered in later, right? So I want you to tell me what are the things. Right. Okay. See, declining balance method, diminishing value method. You can see Lakshmi's business purchase a vehicle, purchase a machine value 200,000 on 2016 January 5th and decided to depreciate using the declining balance method 25% annual. December 31st, the date of accounting period, show the accumulated show the accumulated account and uh, machinery depreciation account 2016, 17 and 18. Right. 38, page number 19. Exercise number 8, page number 9. Right. This bit. Provision for depreciation account එක asset account එකකට ඒක ඇයි credit side balance board forward මේක ඇවිල්ලා asset decreases account. Depreciation නේ අර දැන් machine එක purchase කරද්දි කොහමද? cash credit machine account එක. Depreciation machine account එක credit කරනවා වෙනුවට තමයි අපි මේකට credit කරන්නේ. accumulated depreciation. So මේක asset decreases account එක. assets decreases account එක. asset account එකක් තමයි category asset හැබැයි asset decreases ඒකයි credit එන්නේ හැමතිස්සෙම. තේරෙනවද? අර machine account එක debit credit කරනවා වෙනුවට තමයි අපි මේ machine accumulated depreciation account එකට credit කරන්නේ. right? Okay. Next one. Now they are asking about machine depreciation account and first of all it's he can't calculate the annual depreciation because it's changing day by day. Let's calculate, right? I'll take 3 accounts. right? In here, machine depreciation, machine accumulated depreciation, right? So let's take annual depreciation 16, 17, and 18. When we calculate the 2006, 2016, so yeah, first of all, I'll name the accounts. So machine depreciation account, 2000, machine depreciation account, 1000, machine depreciation account, 1008, machine accumulated depreciation, 2006, machine accumulated depreciation, 1006, machine accumulated depreciation, 1080. Right? Okay. Let's start one by one. Let's calculate the annual depreciation 2006 depreciation. In here how we calculate the depreciation cost minus accumulated depreciation percentage, right? In here cost is 200,000. Cost minus accumulated depreciation, which previous year depreciation, into depreciation percentage over the useful lifetime number, right? In here the cost is 200,000. 200,000. Accumulated depreciation last, since this is the first year, no last year depreciation. Depreciation percentage is 25%, right? So multiply by 25 divided by 100. 200,000 to 25 upon 100 means 50,000. Let's take the next year 2017, right? So cost minus accumulated depreciation multiply by depreciation percentage. So cost is 200,000. In here, accumulated depreciation only include the last year depreciation. 1,000, 25 upon 150,000, 25 upon 37,500. It is reduced, right? 2018, depreciation is cost minus accumulated depreciation percent, right? 200,000 minus accumulated depreciation. There are 2 years, right? 50, 50,000 plus 37,500. 87,500 multiplied by 25/400. And the total of these two is the accumulated. So in here, 112,500. 28,120. Yes. These are the workings. Keep space to draw sixth accounts, right? So for machinery depreciation and machine accumulated depreciation for every year, and write it and raise your hands. You can see the balance. Annual depreciation is reducing. Easy creative. Send me a thumbs up. Right. Finish it. Finish the write the work. Writing the workings and raise. Okay, phone එකේ chat එකද? අයි මං කියලා දුන්නේ දෙක වෙනම. මොකක් ගැනද අහන්නේ? අපි අද මේකේ scrap value concern කරන්නේ නැහැ. scrap value concern කරන්නේ නැහැ මේ reducing balancing එක. straight line එකේ තමයි scrap value ගන්න. straight line formula එක නෙමෙයි reducing balancing එකේ. declining balancing එකේ තියෙන cost minus accumulated depreciation. scrap value එක තිබ්බත් අපි ගන්න නැහැ. understood? scrap value එක අදාළ නැහැ declining balance එකට. right? chapter එක depreciable value කියලා එහෙම ගන්න cost minus accumulated depreciation multiply by percentage or divide by useful lifetime. Okay. Pinch it and raise two hands. Once you done up to here, raise your hands. Right. Okay. Now let's record. First year depreciation is 50,000, right? So you can see uh, machinery accumulated depreciation account, machinery depreciation account debit 50,000, 2016, machinery accumulated depreciation account credit as machinery depreciation, right? So this one is transferring to the P&L. Right? This one is taking 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, F. Next year, now you know this BBF comes to the this year 50,000. Next year you can see it's 37,500. Next year is second year is 37,500. So you can see machinery depreciation account debit as machinery accumulated depreciation 37,500 is credit. Machinery depreciation 37,000 transferring to the P&L. One in here 87,500 is the total. Next one. Next one is third year depreciation. How much? 28,125. Right now, this year PF 87,500. Third year depreciation 28,125. So is debit as machinery accumulated depreciation 28,125 debit credit machinery depreciation 28,125, right? The total this is goes to the P&L. $111,000. So 100,000 115,625 115,625. If you want me to show something, let me know. Finish it and raise your till that low you raise hand. Right? Up. Down make it This part done. Okay, write this part and raise two hands. Metikala raise hand എത്താണ് പണ്ടാക്കാറ് raise hand എത്താണ് done you should raise two hands right okay now this is done right so 38 done 39 so the same thing cost of this one balance of the provision for furniture depreciation 60,000 using the declining balance of 20% annually you can add it so you know this year depreciation calculate and you can record in the uh, accumulated depreciation account there is a there is a provision for depreciation account you can see actually not the accumulated depreciation account we call it as a provision for depreciation so it's my mistake yeah මේ ඔක්කොම accounts කියන්නේ accumulated depreciation නෙමෙයි, provision for depreciation account, right? Okay, so my mistake, right? So in here we call it as provision for depreciation machine, provision for depreciation account debit, provision for depreciation account credit, easy, right? So මේ ඔක්කොම ඇවිල්ලා මේ accumulated depreciation නෙමෙයි. This is provision for depreciation. Provision මෙතනත් එන්න ඕනේ, එතන පොඩ්ඩක් හදා ගන්න. Provision for depreciation, right? Provision for depreciation, provision for depreciation, provision, right? මේවත් එහෙමයි, right? Accumulated depreciation කියන්නේ provision for depreciation account එකේ total එක ඇත්තට, right? Is provision for depreciation, provision for depreciation, provision for depreciation. In here also it concern provision for depreciation. Provision for depreciation. කලින් එකෙත් තිබ්බද? 36 එකෙත් හැදුවනේ මම. හරිනේ. අපි වැරදිච්ච නිසා ඊළඟ එකත් හදමු. වැරදිනවා කියන්නේ අර එහෙම අවුලක් නැහැ, just count එකේ නම්. Right, this is 39, right? 39. Yeah. මේ ඔක්කොම බය වෙන්න එපා. මේ ඔක්කොම ලොකු ලොකු ඒවා වගේ මම හදන්න ඉන්නේ ඉස්සරහට. Right. So let's go to the 39. Exercise number 39. Nude page number 90. Nude page number 90. Right. You can see furniture show the relevant now there is a provision for depreciation account balance. So I'll prepare is the year is 2018, right? 2018. This is furniture depreciation. Furniture depreciation account 2000. Furniture provision for depreciation account 2008. There is a balance of 60,000. Let's take the calculation 2018 furniture depreciation. Since it's declining balancing, you can see. Now you can see, right? So 20% annually. So furniture cost of the furniture of Lal business was 150,000. So balance of the provision of furniture depreciation account was 60,000, right? So depreciation is decided to do using the declining balancing method. Uh-huh. So show the relevant entries to record the one, right? Cost. So we can calculate annual depreciation cost minus accumulated depreciation into depreciation percentage. So cost is in here 150. Actually, accumulated depreciation is the balance of the furniture depreciation opening balance. So depreciation percentage is 20%, right? 20 upon 100. 150 minus 60 means 90 to 20 upon 100, right? Okay, means 18. So you know what is the double entry? Furniture depreciation account debit 18,000. Furniture provision for depreciation account credit 18. So in here, depreciation account debit furniture provision for depreciation 18,000. This is credit furniture depreciation. If so, 18,000, 1,000 PNL. In here, 68,000, 8,000, CD 8,000, DBF 70. Finish it and raise your hand. Once you done, raise your hand. Provision තමයි. So එතකොට provision නෙමෙයිද කියලා අපි මොකක්ද? Provision for depreciation account තමයි දාලා. Accumulated depreciation එතන ඉන්නේ accumulated depreciation තමයි මෙතනට එන්නේ. හරිද? ඒ කොහොමද කියලා අහන්නේ මොකද්ද? Accumulated depreciation කියන්නේ provision for depreciation එකම තමයි. වෙනස තියෙන්නේ accumulated depreciation කියන දැන් අර මතකද financial portion එක හදන්නේ cost accumulated depreciation net value කියලා. Accumulated depreciation කියලා කියන්නේ provision for depreciation account එකේ balance එකටම තමයි. තේරුණාද? පටල ගන්න එපා. provision for depreciation account එකේ balance එකට තමයි accumulated depreciation. මෙතන opening balance එක නෙමෙයි තියෙන්නේ. opening balance එකේ මේ අවුරුදු depreciation හොයලා මේ අවුරුද්ද එක දාන්න. අවුල්ද? හරිද? done. Raise your hands. Hurry up, raise your hand. I'm done. Right. Next one. 39 done. 40. Laura company purchased furniture cost of 66,000 on 2018 July 1st, and their capital was estimated as 6,000 and useful lifetime was 6 years. They have decided to calculate depreciation straight line method and keep accounts using diminishing value method. So the end date of the account will be 30th December. You are required annual depreciation. Right. So let's do these things later, right? මේ ඔක්කොම ලොකු ලොකු ඒවා අපි පස්සේ කරමු. මම දවසක් දාගෙන මේ මිස් කරපුවා. කලින් අර මම මේ වගේත් මිස් කරා as I can remember bad debts and doubtful debts. අර ඔයාලට මතකද දන්නේ අපේ accounting conceptive එකෙත් bad debts doubtful debts ටිකක් තිබ්බා. So I will discuss these things later, right? So when we are like right. Okay, so let's go to the EPF, right? Write the heading. මේක මම already කතා කරා, right? Employee Provident Fund, EPF, right? Employee Provident Fund, EPF. Now this is just mainly for the, this is a fund business. This is like not a fund, like business need to deduct this and transfer to the EPF department. මේ EPF ETF තියෙන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය semi government employees ලටයි private sector එකටයි. Pension ගියාම ජීවත් වෙන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ට pension එකක් නැහැනේ, right? job එකෙන් ඒතකොට අවුරුදු 55න් පස්සේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට ජීවත් වෙන්න ක්‍රමයක් නැති නිසා තමයි මේක introduce කරලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ, right? ඒතර මේක EPF එකට business එකක් දානවා ගාන employee ගේ salary එක deduct කරලා දානවා ගානක්. දැන් දෙකකින් එනවා, right? The Employee Provident Fund is a fund established to accumulate funds for employees who leave employment or for their dependents. It aims to provide future social security and stability for employees. All employees are in the private sector, excluding in those in government and provincial administration service are required to contribute to this fund. Even if there is only one employee, contributes are mandatory. The Employee Provident Fund Act number 15 1958 Act number governs this fund. The fund is built through contribution from both of the employee and employee. Currently the employer contribution minimum 12% of the employee's gross salary and the employee contribution 8%. Minimum aduma employer කියන්නේ business එක. Employer means the business ඕනනම් දාන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ business එකේ සල්ලි වලින් minimum දාන්න ඕනේ 12, right? So maximum දාන්න ඕනේ 15. කියන්නේ ගොඩක් සමහරු 12 නැතුව 15 උත් දාන්න, right? Employee කියන්නේ employee සේවකයාට දෙන්න තියෙන salary 8ක් කපන්න ඕනේ, right? එහෙම නැත්නම් සමහර අය 10ක් කපනවා employee ගේ salary. කියන්නේ business එකේ සල්ලි වලුනුත් යනවා, employee ගේ salary කැපිලත් යනවා. business එකේ සල්ලි වලින් යන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 12 or 15 15% or 20% based on the gross salary, right? And 10% of the employee or 8% of the employee salary. And employees' gross salary is calculated by adding their basic salary and overtime payments. The contribution deducted from the employees and the employers' contribution are referred to as EPF, Employee Provident Fund contribution, Employee Provident Fund contribution. දැන් මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි බලමු salary sheet එකක් හැදෙන විදිය. මුලින්ම basic salary එකට එනවා, right? බේසික් සැලරි එක එනවා. ඉතින් ඒකට ඇඩිෂන්ස් එනවා. එක එක ඇඩිෂන්ස් ගත්තොත් like විතර ඇඩිෂන් එකක් විදිහට ඔයාලට දීලා තියෙනවා. allowances එනවා. ඇඩිෂන්ස් කියන්නේ like overtime payments, OT, overtime payment. ඔය වගේ මොනවා හරි ඔය ඇඩිෂන්ස් තියෙනවා. සමහර වෙලාවට ඔය traveling allowance ඔය මොනවා හරි එක එක ඒවා එනවා. ඒකේ ටෝටල් එක ඇඩ් කරාම තමයි ඉන්නේ gross salary එක. හරි ඉස්සර නම් සමහර වෙලාවට මේ ඇත්තටම අපි නම් බලන්නේ බේසික් සැලරි එකට. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ සිලබස් එකේ තියෙන්නේ EPF EDF බලන්න කියලා gross salary, right? ඇඩිෂන්ස් නැහැ කියලා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට එක් ගණන් වල දෙන්නේ. ඇඩිෂන්ස් නැති නිසා දැන් මෙතන 100 නම් මෙතන 50යි 50 මෙතන 50යි මෙතන 30යි නම් ඒකට 180 නේ gross salary. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේ 50යි 30යි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ දෙන්නේ 50 and 30 කියන්නේ ඇඩිෂන්ස් අඩුයි ගොඩක් එක්සෑම්. කොට බේසික් සැලරි එකම තමයි gross salary එක වෙන්නේ. 100 නම් මේකත් 100මයි වෙන්නේ. ඇඩිෂන්ස් නැත්තම්. ඕකෙන් අඩු කරනවා deductions. right? deductions එකක් තමයි EPF. කියන්නේ gross salary එකට මං කිව්වේ 8% හරි 10% හරි බලලා මේක employee ගේ salary එකෙන් කපන එක. එයාට දෙන්න තියෙන ගාන. ඒක බිස්නස් එක එක්ස්පෙන්ස් එකක් නෙමෙයි. තව මොනවා හරි ඔය කේකේ වට දාන සමහර වෙල්ෆෙයාර් වලට right ඕම එක එක ඒවට කපනවා. කපලා මෙයා මයිනස් නේ. එතකොට තමයි net salary එන්නේ. මේ net salary කියන්නේ අතට දෙන ගාන. is equal to salary. right? ඊට පස්සේ මේ gross salary එකටම right in here it says 12% හරි 15% හරි. මේ gross salary එකට EPF වෙනම 12% හරි 15% බලනවා. ETF බලන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 3% එක ඉස්සරහට කියලා දෙනවා. ETF කියලා ෆන්ඩ් එකක්. right? if I මේ gross salary එක මේ ඇවිල්ලා මේක ඇවිල්ලා employee contribution නෑ. employee කියන්නේ සේවකයන්. employee contribution නෑ. එයාට යන්න තියෙන ගාණෙන් අඩු කරලා දාන්න. මේ ඇවිල්ලා employer contribution business එකේ සල්ලි වලින් දාන්න. මේ දෙක business එකේ expense එකක්. ඇයි? එයාගෙන් කැපිලා එන එකක් නෙමෙයිනේ. එයාගේ gross salary එකට business එකෙන් බලලා දෙන්නේ. right? now දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් මේ ඉන්නේ business එක නම් මේ employee නම් funds දෙකක් තියෙනවා ළමයි EPF එකයි ETF. EPF එකට මෙයක් දානවා මෙයක් දානවා. හැබැයි ETF එකට දාන්නේ මෙයා විතරයි. business එකේ එයාගේ salary එකෙන් කීයක්වත් කැපෙන්නේ නැහැ. right? ඒක තමයි මේ employer contribution කියන්නේ. The amount deducted from the employee's salary and the employer's contribution must be paid to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Therefore, employee provident fund is open within the business accounting entry. Right. So quickly write it and raise your hands. Quickly write it and raise your hands. ETF එකත් මම දීලා තියෙනවා. Right. අපි දෙකම එකලා පාර දාගමුද? Canadian lazy employee trust fund. Employee trust fund. We call it as ETF. ETF එක එකක් pension ගියාම හම්බෙන එකක්. ඒකත් කපනවා ඒක දාන්නේ business එකේ ඒවෙන් 3%. I told you for ETF it should be 12% or 15%. In here 8% or 10%. Here 3. Once you done, raise your hand. ഇവരത് right. Okay. Right. Okay. Total EPF contribution එක වෙන්නේ එතකොට 8000 total එක employee එකත් එක්ක ඒ මොකද්ද මේක ඇවිල්ලා employee contribution එක මේක employer contribution දෙක funds දෙකකට යන්න වෙනවා right contribution deducted from the employee's salary කියන්නේ සේවකයාගෙන් කොහොමද salaries and wages account debit EPF payable account credit right employer EPF contribution employers EPF contribution expense account debit payable account credit right so at the end of the account period the balance in the EPF expense account is transferred to the profit or loss account if payments have been made in the EPF during the accounting period so what I'll tell you like this I'll take an example right to right මම example එකක් ගන්නම් right throughout theory right think basic salary is 1000 ඉතින් additions නැත් කියලා ඒතර gross salary එක වෙන්නේ 1000 right අපි හිතමු gross salary එකට 8% බලන්න කියලා මම කරා 10% වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් කියලා right හරි එතකොට 8% කියන්නේ කීයද 10% කියන්නේ 1000 නම් 8% කියන්නේ 800 ඒතර 800 තමයි අඩු කරන්නේ මේ තන total ඔක්කොම employees ලගේ මේ thousands වලින් දාන්න right හිතන්න welfare funds කියලා එකක් නැහැ කියලා welfare fund කියලා ගන්න නැහැ කියලා හිතන්න එතකොට අතට දෙන්නේ කීයද 1200 ඒක thousands වලින් තියෙන්නේ employees ලගේ ඔක්කොම අතට යන්නේ මේක send me a thumbs up මේකට හිතන්න අපි ගමු 15 නැතුව 12% කියලා right ඒතර මේ gross salary එකට තමයි මේක separately යන්නේ හොඳේ salary එකත් එක්ක එයාට ගෙවන salary එකත් එක්ක අදාළ නැහැ right ඒතර මේකට මොනවාද if I not 800 this is 8% means 80 නේද 10% means 100 8% means 80 එතකොට ගත්තොත් 920 right so if I take 12% 1000 into 12 upon 100 which means 120 300 sorry 3% 1000 into 3 upon 100 which means 30 this is 120 this is 30 right මේ ඇවිල්ලා employer ගේ contribution right right think this is the salary sheet of July 2025 right දැන් අපි බලමු කොහොමද රෙකෝඩ් කරන්න කියලා right mainly first we record gross salary right salary and wages right debit gross salary means 1000 right okay salaries and wages payable ගෙවන්නනේ තියෙන්නේ right 1000 you can see අපි gross salary එක තමයි record කරන්නේ. Right? We recorded the gross salary. Right? අපි හිතමු නෑ අපි අතට ගෙවනවා කියලා. ඒ අවුරුද්දේම ඒ මාසෙම ගෙවනවා කියලා හිතන්න. ගෙවනවා කියලා හිතන්න. Right? දැන් salary and wages account එක debit වෙන්නේ මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි. අතට යන ගාණ තියෙනවනේ. ඒක 920. Right? අතට යන ගාණ 920. Right? ඊළඟට EPF expense එක තියෙනවා. Right? ඒක debit වෙනවා 80. Right? EPF එක sorry. මේක business එකේ expense එකක් නෙමෙයිනේ. business එකේ expense එක ඇවිල්ලා මේක අතින් දාන එක business එකේ දාන. මේක තමයි business එකේ expense එක. මේක business එකේ expense එකක් නෙමෙයි. Right? එතකොට EPF payable දරහ ගන්න. EPF payable. Right? දැන් කොහොමද මේ දැන් gross salary එක තමයි mainly අපි record කරන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් EPF එකත් business එකේ expense එකක්. sorry මේ ඒ employer ගේ contribution එක තමයි expense එකක්. right? මේක expense එකක් නෙමෙයි. ඔයාලට මෙහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන්. separately වෙන වෙනම දැන් මේ 1000 හැදෙන්නේ අතට යන 920 මොනවාද මේකයි නැතුව ඔයාලට කෙලින්ම you can record like this. salary and wages account එකට totally debit කරන්න පුළුවන් gross salary එක. මේ 80 business එකේ expense එකක් නෙමෙයි. this is not the business expense. this is employee ගේ අතින් දාන එක. right? ඊළඟට cash control account එක credit වෙන්නේ 920. අතට දෙන්නේ මෙච්චර. තේරුණාද? රාග් කියන්නේ මේ 1080 නේ ඇත්තටම මෙතන මේ 1080 debit වෙන්නේ 80 920 දෙකේම total එක තමයි මේ 1000 වෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම කිව්වොත් අපි gross salary එක තමයි salary account එකට debit. Is it clear to you send me something? gross salary එක තමයි salary account එකට debit. දැන් මේක business එකේ expense එකක් නෙමෙයි. right? ඒත් එයාට cash වලින් දෙනවා 920 ඔක්කොම deductions කරලා. Now if I take the EPF and ETF මේ දෙක business එකේ expense එකක්. right? මේ දෙක. EPF expense account ETF expense account. right? මේ දෙක business එකේ expense එකක්. right? just remember. මේ 9 මේ business එකේ සල්ලි වලින් නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ. මේක business එකේ සල්ලි. right? so we debit the 120 तर credit කරන්නේ payable එකට. අයියේ. ඒක business එකෙන් pay කරන්න pay fund එකට. employee ගේ salary එකෙන් කපලා එනවා 80 business එකෙන් දෙනවා 120. ETF expense එක 30 ඒක credit කරන්න බෑනේ ETF payable එකට. we credit to the we can't credit to the EPF payable, we credit to the ET එක වෙන fund එකකට යන්නේ ETF pay. 30. right. now මේ salary account එකේ balance එක 1000. we transfer to the P&L මෙතනින් credit වෙනවා කියන්නේ P&L එක debit වෙනවා. I told you P&L debit side every time there are expenses. now if I take the ETF payable account, right? මේක liability account එකක් හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. මේ EPF EDF ගෙවන්නේ මේ මාසේ නෙමෙයි. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් act එකේ තියෙන්නේ මේ මාසේ ETF EPF ගෙවන්න ඕනේ ලබන මාසේ 30 වෙනිදාට කලින්. දැන් ජුලයි එක ගෙවන්න ඕනේ right ඕගස් 31කට කලින්. Is it clear? To send me a thumbs up, right? So what we do in here, make a
Right,
B
let's
mass
start with
content
it.
200 BCD 200 BBF, right? Cash control එකේදී මේක විතරක් නෙමෙයි තව ඒ වෙන. EPF expense උත් business එකේ අතින් යන ගාන තමයි expense එක වෙන්නේ 120.
නැතුව am I audible පුතා?
120 transfer to the P. In here 30 we transfer to the P and මේක credit
නැතුව
වෙනවා.
am I audible?
අතන debited. Right?
Hello.
Right? When it comes this
නැතුව am
one
I audible?
30 මේක payable මේක liability account. BC liability asset and here I told you liability asset and equity accounts go to the BCD and BBF. Right? This is how it goes. Now, if I take the 2025 August month, the August month එකට balance port forward
නැතුව am I audible?
දෙකයි. EPF
Hello, නැතුව.
payable,
Are you not at the seat?
ETF payable. ඊළඟ මාසෙට එනවා මේ දෙක.
Hello.
දැන් මේ ගිය මාසෙ ගෙව්වේ නෑ. අපි කපලා නිකන් තියාගත්තා. මේක BBF කියලා එනවා 200. මේක BBF කියලා එනවා 30. Right? 200 and 30. Right? මේ දෙක. payable accounts ඊළඟ මාසෙට යනවනේ BBF and ඒ දෙක විතර. අනිත් ඒ ඔක්කොම P&L එකට transfer cash account එකත් ඉතින් ඒක විතරක් නෙමෙයි. Right?
නැතුව are you not at the seat පුතා?
Now think we are paying on
නැතුව seat එකේ
paying
නැද්ද?
cash during the August month. ඇත්තට ඉතින්
Hello.
July එක ගෙවන්න ඕනේ August month cash control. So when
Hello.
we are paying EPF payable 200. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ වෙලාව දෙගොල්ලන්ගේම contribution. දෙකම fund එකට දාලා ඒකෙන් ගෙවන. ETF payable මේක නම් business එකේ සල්ලි වලින් 30 cash. So the account is closing, but not closing every time. This is accumulated because this year things also adding to here. You can hear with the අවුලක් නැහැ නේ. shape නේද? දැන් ඇහෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. නේ? All good? Save නේ? Right. කොහොම තමයි circle එක යන්නේ. Right? You can see now contribution deducted from employee's salary. Employee ගේ salary කපන එක business එක expense එකක්ද නෑ. ඒතර අපි ඒක කොහොමද දාන්නේ බලන්න. Salaries and wages account debit. මං කියවර salaries and wages account එකේ debit තියෙන්නේ EPF එකක් තියෙනවා සල්ලි වලින් ගෙවන දෙකම තියෙනවා. Right? EPF payable credit. So employers EPF contribution, it is a business expense. So EPF expense account debit, payable account credit. Right? So you can see here. At the end of the accounting period, the balance of the EPF expense account is transferred to the profit and loss account. If the payment have been made to the EPF during the accounting period, EPF payable account debit, cash account credit. So the money hasn't paid to the EPF during the accounting period, the balance of the payable account should be shown under the current liabilities in finance process. Then ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒ අවුරුදු now the relevant month things are not paying this month, we are paying next month. So when we are preparing the monthly accounts, these two accounts we need to show on as current liabilities. Current, why? Because we are paying next month, so less than 12 months. Current liability we are showing at SFT, right? Typically, that funds are paid to the central bank monthly, so only 1 month EPF payable account need to be transferred to the account during the accounting year. When sending EPF funds to the central bank, Form C should be completed and the relevant amount should be sent to the central bank by check. ETF, now ETF funds only paid to the company funds, not from the employee's salary. The Employee Trust Fund (EPF) operates under the Employee Trust Fund Act number 5 of 1982. This act is important for the employee social security. The Employee Trust Fund Board has been established to implement the provisions of this act. All employees in the private sector, state sector, and statutory boards are covered by this act, regardless of their rank. Even if an institute has only one employee, it is subject to this act. Furthermore, self-employed individuals can voluntarily contribute their own behalf. Now, think you are self-employed, you are doing some like self work, like you are think like a businessman, you can deduct your own thing and remit to the department. To obtain membership in this fund, contribution must be made. These contributions are payable by employers self. Now, this is the contributions are made by the company, not now. EPF and ETF both. The EPF now, salary both things are remit to the department by the company, not by the employees, right? Self-employed individuals and those coming to work from foreign countries, only the employee contributes the funds. No deduction is made for the employee salary. Currently, an amount equal to 3% of each employee monthly gross salary must be remitted to the fund. Now, I worked in ETF department like for 6 months to complete my uh, internship after the for like to complete the degree, I need to have 6 month training. I did it here, so I worked in here. What they do for the funds, they now once the ETF department receive the funds, they invest the funds in different ways. They purchase shares, treasury bills, treasury bonds, repos. Likewise, they purchase, they invest our funds. අපෙන් කපලා දෙන්නේ ඒවා එක එක තැන්වල ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරලා ඒකේ ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එකක් අරගෙන පොඩි ගාණක් කරන්නේ ETF department එකේ වැඩවලට තියාගෙන ඊටු ටික they remit the interest, they remit to our accounts, right? So that's why now they who can earn than the bank interest, right? The membership funds remit to these funds are invested by the employee trust fund in various security investment channels. Accounting entries for employee trust fund contribution, employee trust fund expense account debit, employee payable account, because it's from the business money, so it is a business expense, right? So that is how it goes. Uh, at the end of the accounting period, the expense account should be transferred to the profit or loss account. If the balance in the employee trust fund payable account has not been paid during the accounting year, shown under current liability in the statement of financial. Right. So there are some other questions before moving to that. What I'm going to do, I won't write it and raise your hands, then I'll show you the other parts. You have written the heading EPF and ETF, and we wrote something. Write this too, and I'll show the other part. right? EPF payable EPF එකේ ඉන්නේ ETFද? ETF බලන්නේ gross salary එකට 3%. 1000 වලට 3% හරි නේද? හරිනේ? මේකේ එන්නේ 1000 වලට 3%. ඇයි මං කිව්වේ මේ ඇවිල්ලා employer contribution නේ company එකෙන් දාන එකනේ. ඒක බලන්නේ මේකට gross salary එකට 12%. right. gross salary එකට 3%. එතන එන්නේ right. එතනට 12%, මෙතනට 8%. so 3%. හරිනේ? right. EPFද? හරිනේ? ඉවරයිනේ. once you finish raise your hands මේ ටික ලියලා ඉවරයිනේ. දැන් එහා පැත්තට යනවා. ඊළඟ raise hand අයින් කරන්න. ඉතින් මේක ගෙවන්නේ නැහනේ. ETF මේක debit මේක credit. EPF මේක debit මේ ඉතින් ගෙවන්නේ ඊළඟ මාසෙනේ. ඇයි මං කිව්වේ ජූලයි එක ගෙවන්නේ ඕගස්ට් month එකේ. ජූලයි එක ඕගස්ට් month එකේ ගෙවනවනේ. එහෙනම් යට payable එක මේකනේ. ඉතින් දැන් මං කිව්වේ 1000 වලට 3%. 1000 වලට 3% 30 නෙමේද? 1000 වැඩි කරන්න 3ෙන් බෙදන්න 100. gross salary එකට තමයි EPF PDF දෙකම බලන්න. 100ට 3ක් 1000ට 100ට 3ක්. හරි. ඒක පේ කරන්නේ නැහැ. salary එක විතරයි පේ කරන්නේ. EPF PDF දෙකම පේ කරන්නේ ඊළඟ මාසේ. මේ මාසෙක ගෙවන්නේ ඊළඟ මාසේ නම් දෙකම මේ මාසේ අන්තිමේදී liability නේ. EPF funds වලට පේ කරන්නේ ඊළඟ මාසේ EPF PDF දෙකම. EPF fund එකයි sorry මෙතන account එකේ වැරදි. හරි හරි. check කරන්න. මේකත් ETF payable වෙන්නේ. කවුද EPF කියන්නේ? EPF payable ETF payable. අන්න එහෙම කියන්නේ. account එකේ නම වැරදි කිව්වනම් හරි. සමාවෙන් සම. right? නම වැරදි කියහන්කෝ. එහෙම සිංහලෙන් කියන්න එපා. හරිද මේ ටික ඉවරයිනේ. ඔන්න යනවා ඉස්සරහට. ඩීල් ඉවරයිනේ. ආම ලියනවද? මේ ටික ලියලා රේස් යන්න දෙද්ද? ඉතින් කිව්වා මම ලියලා රේස් යන්න මේක ලියලා රේස් යන්න දාන්න. රේස් යන්න ගමන්ම දන්නවා ලියලා ඉවරයි. right? රේස් යන්න දාන්න ටක්. රේසන් අයින් කළා මේක අදිලා රේසන් ජූලයි කැල්කුලේට් කරනවා ඕගස්ට් පේ කරනවා හරිද right now when it comes this part when you do the exercises මේක න ඔක්කොම කරන්න පුළුවන් ඊළඟට VAT ගැන කතා කරන්න තියෙන්නේ VAT ඒවා already දන්නවා ඉතින් VAT මම කරා කලින් right VAT ගැනත් ලබන සති කියලා දීලා අපි එක ලොකු ගාණක් හදන්න පුළුවන් right තව දවස් දෙකක් වගේ මම theory class එකේ කරනවා right මොනවාද හැබැයි දැන් අපිට අලුත් පාඩම් වලට නොයා ඉන්න බෑ so what I'm going to do I'm going to start the new lessons right the pending ඒවා ටික ඔයාලා මට පුළුවන් නම් පොඩි උදව්වක් විදියට මට වැඩක් කරන්න මෙච්චර කල් මම මිස් කරලා කරන්න නැතුව homework දුන්න activities ටික මට numbers ටික එවනවා physically to send me thumbs පුළුවන් නම් මට කරපු නැති activity numbers යන මම එක දවසක් දාගෙන නිකන් paper class එකේ හරි මම කරවන්නම්. ඒතර EPF PDF උත් ඉවරයි activities ටික තියෙන්නේ VAT විතරයි තියෙන්නේ මේ වෙයි තව අර මිස් කරපු ඒවා තියෙනවා පස්සේ කරමු ලොකු ගණන් ටික හදන්න පුළුවන්. So my plan is to do like 2 classes during this week. මොකද මට එක Sunday එකක් මිස් වෙයි ඉස්සරහට දැම්ම නෙමෙයි. නිසා මේ ඔයාලට මේ week එකේ නිවාඩු you know when it comes to the thing we need to start the manufacturing accounts right so we need to start the manufacturing accounts so my plan is to start the manufacturing accounts right so I'll start the manufacturing accounts then api syllabus එක ගත්තොත් එහෙම you know when it comes to our syllabus I told you about yesterday as well now in here we need to start the manufacturing accounts and NPU and incomplete records and the partnerships. I think manufacturing business මම මේ week පටන් ගන්නවා I'll tell you the date. දේවරුවක් වැටේ මට මෙහෙත් ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන නිසා මම ඒ දවස බලලා කියනවා. Most probably will be like Thursday or Friday, right? Sometimes I'll take more hours to finish the manufacturing accounts, right? And NPO, right? මට හිතෙනවා එක්ක මෙහෙම ගන්න මේ Thursday full day manufacturing accounts අරන් Friday not for profit organization ගන්නත් හිතෙනවා right අපි බලමු it depends right so regarding the other classes and the other things I'll update you regarding the things here so we need to go with these two right so I'll upload the both tudes 7 and 8 actually then මම මේකට නම් මේ මගේ lesson numbers වෙනස් ඒකට හේතුව පටල ගන්න එපා මොකද ඒකට හේතුව දැන් මම number කරේ primary books ඇතුලේ lessons 4ක් තියෙනවා මතක තියාගන්න. Primary books we have 4 lessons. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඊළඟ term එක මම හිතන්නේ most probably on November. Right? ඊළඟ term test එක November before that I want to go faster. So that's why I will finish those things by quickly, right? So before November let's finish and do some revision questions as well. Physically, right? Okay so එතකොට අපිට රිවිෂන්ස් උත් අනම්මනම් යන්නත් පුළුවන් ඔය බැරි වීඩියෝස් ආයි බලන්න ගිහිල්ලා ආපස්සට ගිහින් නිකන් ඉන්න ගමන් LMS එකේ බලන්න ඔක්කොම පැහැදිලිව තියෙනවා right okay so let's do it later thank you for the participation let's meet I'll tell you the dates the other things thank you for the participation bye Saranay go